not muted. I'm not muted. I'm
Mute,
not muted.
Nick T.
We're live.
Mute your laptop, bro.
It's muted, dude.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
No worries. I thought you were gonna go.
No worries, Nick T.
I'm in, dude.
All right, we should be live. Small crew, good crew, intimate crew.
Intimate
as they
is a
say.
good word.
Hey, yo.
We're live. HJ, thank you. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Talkin' Yugioh Crazy 8's. This is episode 82, The Guy on the Phone. We have a great episode planned for you guys.
We sure do.
Smaller crew than normal, but we are still going to pack a punch, I promise you that. We got me on the mic. We got Cal. We got Nick
What's
T.
up?
Boys, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, bro.
I'm doing
Good.
good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm lovely. Oh, I think we were a little early, but you know what? That's okay.
That's great, actually.
We're rocking. We're rolling. Episode 82. We did not do one last week. I know some people asked about last week. The reason we did not do one last week is pretty simple. The episode did not come out until after Wednesday night. We did not have availability to reschedule later in the week.
Yeah.
So we were not able to do one, which is totally fine. But we're here now. We're here with all of you guys. This is going to be a grand old time, and I am very, very excited to break it down.
Absolutely.
I want to thank everybody who donated or super chatted in last week's episode. A huge, huge, huge thank you to Lorena, Crystal Colded, Dark Emperor J, Solid Stack, Livestone, PSX Sports, Goose, Colin Cleaves, Legendary Duels, Crystal Colded, Ice Aided, Pick Rick, K, That Bad, Ted Emperor, Gravity Hero, Into the Vraids, Max, Ed X Slayer, and a special thank you to Angie and Space Cowgirl, who both donated and super chatted very, very, very generous large amounts 2 weeks ago when we last did this podcast. So thank you to two of them.
Yes.
Well, I don't really know where to start. Do either of you guys want to start?
I mean, I could start, I
Yeah, why don't
guess.
you start?
If you want me to.
Sure.
Or I could pick it up and throw it back to you.
You know where to start.
I mean, I
You
might
know
know where
it.
to
You
start.
know
All
I might
right,
know
let's
where-
let him
He was
start
setting
it.
us
Let's let
up.
him
He was
start it.
setting
I
us
might
up.
know where to start. All right, ladies and
I
gents.
got him right back.
You got
though.
him. You got him. I'll be right back.
So of course. So I'll give
Good
a
to see you,
quick
Nick T.
I'll give a quick monologue here, kind of before we, start dissecting the episode, because I got to cover 81 and 82 as well. Cal, this is how I feel about the arc summed up in one sound alert.
Can we skip to the good part?
I mean, really, because no, I'm all right. Because can we skip to the good part, ladies and gentlemen? Go Rush has been okay here in arc number 6. Arc number 7, excuse me. To be totally honest with you, it is very, very, very reminiscent of how, at least to me, arc number 6 started. I would say maybe even less enjoyable than how arc number 6 started. Now, do I fully believe that the Go Rush writers are saving the best for last? Do I fully trust that the Go Rush writers are going to end on a very high note?
Yeah.
Yes. I have no reason not to. That being said, the product we've gotten in the last, 4 or 5 episodes has been a little underwhelming ever since the Quai-Duel stuff. To me, at least. It has been a little underwhelming. I personally am not a fan of the trope. I didn't like it when they did it in 7s. I don't like it when they're doing it now, of the whole brainwashing not yourself gimmick.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we just saw in this past episode, and is what we've been seeing, where, the Zion episode I actually thought was really good, because that was like him understanding it, but just trying to go against reality for his own selfish reasons and dreams. And I like that element to it. The Asana and Kawhi kind of playing dumb, that honestly, 81 I was not really a fan of. This episode I thought was a little better because of Yugioh. But that being said, we get really cool interaction between Yugioh, Dinois, Mitsuko was mentioned, but not really in the episode, and Muda. So it was cool to see that group. But Nick T, I look at this episode and I say, well, we didn't really see this group, because outside of Yugioh, the other characters didn't really know what was going on. Right, they were acting under the Quai-Duel space-time. So like all the scenes that we see of them are not really real. And I bring up 7s because it reminds me of 7s when the characters lost their memories after the Go Hyuga Monster Reborn moment, and then they had to duel Gakuto. They had to duel Roman. They had to duel all the characters to retrieve memories. It feels very similar. 100%. Now, we've seen twists because Quai-Duel has not been able to fully, I guess, cast his spell over everyone. This episode had a little bit of a twist where Yugioh was like talking on the phone, but he wasn't. He also implied that he might not even be in control of his actions, and we saw like the space-time in his eyes. So thought that was interesting. Yugioh will always make an episode interesting to me. But yeah, I just feel like right now, the show has been a little bit of kind of on a not downward slope, but
Stale.
we're kind of just riding steady, right? Like the Quaidul stuff at the end of Arc 6, my God, man, that was peak Go Rush. It really was. Up, roller coaster, Nitro, beautiful. And now we've just kind of pulled back into the station. And I would have hoped that the guy at the station who were waiting to signal us, can we go again? Can we get another round of peak Go Rush? And he's like, he's like, you were waiting for the thumbs up. And so it's episode 78, episode 79. Oh, he's going to do it. 80. Oh, yeah. And now, we're still waiting for him to flip the wrist and let Go Rush. Let this show reach the heights that we know it can get to and that I believe it will get to. But right now, we're just kind of in this, at least to me, this lull. We're just going to have to ride it out. 83, it doesn't look like that lull is ending because we got babies dueling in the I mean really, but like,
yep.
I've been saying as long as by episodes 84, 85, we're out of this space-time, the characters are back, we're back on track, I'm okay with it. The reason I'm being maybe a little more critical than I would be if this was 20 episodes ago is I know in my heart of hearts we probably have 20 episodes left of the show.
Yeah.
I want every episode to be a banger.
It's got to be.
True.
Yeah. So I want to get to that banger part, and I know we're going to get back there because I fully trust this team. But right now, we're just kind of holding steady, it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not wrong, Dill. I guess that's just you're just ending hard there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it's unfair, it's unfair. I mean, you guys
It's not unfair. I would say it's unfair.
Yeah.
No, I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head almost. I think that it's not like the episodes necessarily are bad and you don't want to watch it, but there's just not really a direction yet.
Yeah.
And like you said, somewhere to sevens, it's like you taking this little time space that you have for an arc, at least, that you would expect is going to be 13 again, right? That's the expectation throughout the entire show. And we're almost halfway through it.
Yeah, how many episodes into this arc are we? Did it start at 78? So we're 5 episodes in already?
We are, because it was the... Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now listen,
because it was the one where like they figure it out, and they convince everybody else.
Yeah.
Gakuto and
not
Gakuto, excuse me, Manabu and Nine to Star,
Zion,
Asaka,
and
Yugioh.
and Yugioh. Yeah.
And then we have baby episode, which is going to be very
well. It's going to be similar to what we've been seeing.
Yeah, and
but only worse.
But that whether only worse or not, that gets you to roughly the halfway mark of this arc.
Yeah.
And we have no idea where the direction's going to go.
I just don't want the ending to be rushed. And I don't want to feel like there was a lot. I don't want to feel like I felt looking back at the main villain of Sevens. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's kind of fair to say, right? The Otis twist happened in 88, 89, 90. Yeah. And then the show was over. Yeah. And so if there's someone above Quaidul, and if it's the creator, if it's not the creator, like I just hope we start getting establishing leads on that. And if it's Quaidul, let's see him in action a little bit more.
Yeah, because we haven't seen Quaidul like actually.
No, he's just been mentioned.
It's just been like the little like clips of him in the scene. Like I think in this past one, it's like, oh, we're all in Quaidul's thing, but we're actually further inside Dinoir's fake universe or fake story or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just if you have these mentions of Quaidul and this amazing power he has to distort reality, but now Dinoir was able to distort reality on a smaller level, and now Yugioh says that he now knows how to do it.
He knows how to warp it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if this is some great power, how are Dinoir and now Yugioh able to at least figure out a way to do it?
Well, there's a common thread. They're Valgyrians.
Yeah.
So you think just any Valkyrian has the power to do
The
it?
capability, I think.
Maybe.
And I think
Yeah, but
That
I
is
think
the common
Dinwa's
thread.
Is the
I mean,
thing on
Nixie's
is
right.
that on a smaller scale?
Mhm.
Obviously, we have the Quad Duel one, which is on a much larger scale,
Yeah.
much more effective. But I think the Dinwa, I feel like the Dinwa one might be slightly different because there's also like a bit of a. It seemed
Like
like
a
it was
barrier?
like a barrier, exactly.
but
I don't know.
if
though.
if Quaidule's barrier is the entire Earth, you can't get to the edge of the Earth to go touch the barrier.
True, there's no way to know. Yeah.
So-
yeah.
It's just, to me, it's like it's. Presumably, we see Yugioh for 2 minutes, and he's talking about how he knows what he needs to do.
Well, and then is he hallucinating?
And is it even him having that thought?
Right. Is he
Like-
but was he talking to someone on the phone? Because obviously the big twist in this episode is in the beginning he's talking to what we assume are characters on the phone, right? Kawaitel, because he references being parched, Mitsuko, Yugioh. So we assume he's talking to these characters, and the big twist at the end is that the phone line is cut.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways that you can interpret it. You can interpret it that Quaidul was imitating those characters and Yugioh believes he was talking to them. You can interpret it that it was all in Zuijio's head and he was just doing it like, I guess, to give himself some sense of confidence and like play acting almost with these characters. Like if you'd monologue to yourself, you could say that like maybe the phone was actually connected in Dinwa's space and it only got disconnected when the illusion was broke. Like there's a lot of different ways you can look at that. But the one scene that is gripping to me is when Yugioh says, "Am I even thinking these thoughts right now?"
Yeah.
And they show what looks like is Quaidul. Like
It
his
shows
his
the
his
swirl.
space time,
Right.
you know, his like
But again, is that a
influence.
Valkyrian thing?
Right. And
Yeah.
is he actually being possessed? Is he in control? So this episode I commend because they are at least making you ask some really, really
Questions, yeah.
good questions in regards to it all. But yeah, there was still, you know, it still felt like we're waiting to get to that big next step.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, what do you think about the episode?
So I will say this. I think in the past several weeks, I've been pretty hard on this whole thing, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this feels like a, deja vu. We've done this again multiple times in multiple different shows.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want this to go on for too long again. And I still don't. But I'm coming around on it a little bit because now looking retroactively, there's a bit of a not a pattern, but like a thread where it's like, oh, we could assume like, say like in the first episode of the arc, everyone really was blindsided by this. They had no idea what was going on. For the most part, except the Manabu Nyanda Star episode, everyone that we've dueled thus far in like 3 of those 4 episodes has been aware of the space-time, but is either actively denying it, trying to do something about it, like on a sort of human scale, which would be Asana and not
Kawhi.
Sasaka and Kawhi, and then Yugioh, who's trying to do something about it on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Which I think is very interesting. With that being said, it's time to put put some gas on and really go. But I like the idea that like our crew here is a bit more aware of what's going on than they lead you to believe until towards the end of the episode.
Yeah. It's better than him just saving everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Specifically, which like I actually particularly liked 81 because I was like, oh, at first like this is goofy, like they're just like doing experiments on Yugioh, but like the idea that like they think that they can awake the humans by doing a morning routine seemed interesting to me.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the concept. Do I like the repeated? Oh, let's duel, let's get you out of this, and whether they're in it or not, is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
No. I don't want to keep doing this over and over and over again, but I like everyone's separate take on it. I think that's what's keeping it fresh for me is that they have different reasons for not just coming out and saying
That's fair.
that they're in it.
That's fair.
The Yugioh one obviously is that's the peak so far.
Yeah.
It's particularly interesting to me because of that lingering question now, where questions. Is it a Valkyrian thing? Why was Dinwa able to do it? What has Yugioh figured out? And then obviously the biggest one, the question you posed, which is are some of these things his delusions?
Right. Or is
is he-
Quaidul getting really involved?
Exactly.
How involved is he
is
actually
is
getting?
he as above it as he thinks he
Right.
is. Which
Yeah.
that comes down to the question that he asked himself: Am I in control of my thoughts? As well as the cord was cut maybe the whole time, and that his delusion is thinking that he's talking to people.
Yeah.
Well, that would
And you know he's
also-
right above it.
It would be, but it would be similar to Yugioh in 81, because he thought he
Thank
was
you
above it,
for
trying
the
to save everybody
dono.
else. And then Asaka and Kawhi tell her, like, no, we know what's going on. We were actually using you as a test subject.
Right. Which
Yeah.
is like I can see what they were talking about, because he would be the most difficult to wake up because
yeah.
of how strong he is.
Yeah.
And I guess if they went too crazy, they could kill somebody. Theoretically, like what they
Yeah.
were doing to Yugioh, maybe not every human would be able to.
No, I don't think
withstand.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Um,
Well, listen, I said, this is what I said, and I stick with it. I said a couple of weeks ago, as long as we're done with this by 84, 85, I'll be
which
okay with it.
I really think it should be 84. Obviously, 83 is kind of a wash.
The only reason, and there's one reason why I think 83 could have more significance than we think, just based on the preview. And the only reason might not come to fruition. It's Yuhi's second duel, and we still have not seen that darkness card that he got at the end of the last arc really manifest itself.
there could be an interesting plot point
So
in there
does
with that.
he draw that card? Does that card come into play? I know he's dueling as like a baby.
You're right.
Yeah.
which
So
is like, yeah,
I can't imagine that. But like
maybe but
him
even so,
dueling, like if it was Yuumu versus Yuna, I'd say yeah. There's nothing.
I might skip this episode.
Yeah, no, really, but like, or even Yudis versus Yuna,
Yeah.
like as a bait. Like there's nothing
But
that's
the
going to
one
come out
question
of it.
mark is, will that
That
card show up
darkness
again?
card that
Yeah.
Yuhi has could be the key to making this a really fascinating episode.
Yeah.
Why are they baby? Yeah, I don't know.
Also,
I don't know.
in this episode, Dinhwa like casually eats Earth Damar and goes into the monster.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
no like fear behind it. He's like, oh, that's an Earth Damar.
Yeah, wait.
Pop
What?
it in his-
was
and
well,
like
I
that?
didn't. Yeah, no. So you're right. I didn't look too much into it because we were in this weird time space.
Yeah, but
And like,
it's-
think about it. Dinhwa, as soon as the time space was broken, what happened to Dinhwa? She became a piece of furniture again.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how powerful this time space is. That you can take the forms of other
Whatever,
items
yeah.
or your regular self. Because she's supposed to be a piece of furniture. She's not a piece of furniture, which is
She may
weird
not
enough.
have had any access to Earth Damar, which I think now
Right, it
thinking
could have all
about
been
it,
a hallucination.
and for her it makes sense. Again, she's Velgarian, who clearly have some kind of tie to this Earth Damar
Right.
thing,
Uh-huh.
and part of their quest was like, not I guess taking the like
Yeah,
they
oh,
were
yeah.
at the peak of we stole Yuhi's Earth Damar,
Yep.
and then it gained sentience.
Yeah, 100%.
So maybe it makes sense.
I just think that it's something that might come back into play. Like I think they're trying to bring Earth Damar back to light, even in a way where it's like, oh, it's just a it's a false reality. They can.
Oh,
do
they
whatever
could.
want.
Oh, they
I
could.
feel like they threw it out there purposely because it's like
As they
something big is
should.
going to happen with it. And I
Because
hope it's with Damamu. Like I feel
It
like
needs, dude. It's time.
Damamu's been sitting around as like this fun-loving, carefree
Yeah.
character. Like
No, it's time. You're
something's got to happen.
if nothing happens, that will be a disappointment for the show for me.
Yeah.
Because they hyped from day one, hyped the concept of Earth Damar up, gave it sentience, and then made that sentient being fun-loving until there was some seriously sinister moments that have
Yep.
never been discussed outside of like this discussion.
the
Never been
character's
discussed
getting
within
carded
the-
and killed, and then he was like happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
they're like
the fuck?
laughing about
That's how an
it, yeah.
episode ended. Yeah, very menacing.
Like it has to come back.
I agree. I think it would be a pretty major letdown if there's really nothing more for that character. I would
It
agree
needs to
with
tie
that.
in. And maybe you're right. Maybe this is them reintroducing, like, oh, remember what
Remember
was
Earth
going
Damar?
on? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
But like,
oh, yeah.
they're doing it in a way where you can easily write it off.
Yeah.
Like I bring it up and
Oh, it's
Dylan
just
immediately
slide right
is
in.
like,
Yeah.
well, they are in a false reality, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. Check. I could check that box. I believe what he's saying, which honestly, I think that's why they were able to put it in, is because it's a false reality. They can do whatever
Slide
they want
right
in
in.
there.
Yeah,
they
no,
just slide it right in.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about
Slide
that.
right in.
I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see if Damamu's character does come into play at all, moving forward. I would hope it does, but I mean, who really knows? There was also a very weird thing at the very end of this episode that we obviously need to discuss.
Sure.
That probably will have more implications than we realize here. There's just a number 40 in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, what the hell is
that
that
Yugioh
about?
in the
encounters.
sky.
I mean, my first thought was 40 days, 40 hours, 40 minutes, like it's some sort of countdown clock. I mean, did any of you guys have any theories? I mean, is there any symbolism with that number in Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush? Right? Like if it was 88, I probably wouldn't even really think too much
I wouldn't
about
think
it. I'm like,
anything about it,
it's
yeah.
probably nothing, but 40 is just such a
Just wanted to make sure.
Could you imagine?
I just
that?
wanted.
No,
I just
oh my-
wanted to check. I just wanted
But
to check.
40,
43.
until Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, really. If that's
40.
at 36 and it was 40 when that, I mean, now we're talking real conspiracies. We got 43 days till Jump Festa, ladies and gentlemen, so it's not that.
Yeah, imagine.
It was a Jump Festa
Yeah,
countdown
I
in
was
the
just
show.
like, I was like 40. I was like, hold on now.
Go Rush added a Jump Festa countdown. They got Spring Heel Jack debuting in 91. I mean,
Dude, I'm
it
still holding on to it.
would have been crazy. Nick T, did you make anything of it?
Dude, absolutely nothing. I was as dumbfounded as anybody.
It reminded me of like
40.
the Hunger Games. Don't they always have like the
They-
stuff happening at the top of like the
Yeah.
bubble or whatever?
At the top, it would say
Like a screen or if
the
somebody
day is
died
over
or,
and
like-
how many people.
Yeah.
Or like it was like a summary of the day.
So I
think,
my
if I'm
thought was
remembering
maybe
correctly.
it's either a countdown or a count up of like it's been 40 days of them trapped, or it could be like 40 hours until an event, or something along
I
those
feel like it's
lines.
probably a countdown. No,
Well, Kwai Duel, remember, when he debuted, every time a character would get possessed, they would show that relic. They would show that crystal, right?
Yeah.
A piece of that crystal. I think this is going to be in similar vein to that, where it's going to be some sort of maybe like code or countdown until they're either able to get out of it or like the entire simulation they're in just gets destroyed. And they
in
all,
what kind of way?
they're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
false reality becomes real reality and they can never escape it.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I think that number 40.
Has to mean some. It can't be.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
going to
it-
be sinister, man. I look at that number 40, and I stared at it for a couple of minutes, and
minutes.
chills up my spine, man. There's something sinister about that number.
I mean, there is. It's Drake's producer.
40.
40.
Yeah.
New
There's
song
a-
coming
there's
out.
a-
They're promoting
The
his-
rapper, 40 Cent.
That's 50 Cent.
No,
There's
E40.
E40. Ghost ride the whip. Ghost ride the whip.
Famous.
Or
famous
there's 40.
Etienne song.
Got him walking like he's 80.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, I'll tell you, it's going to be interesting what 40 means. But like, ladies and gentlemen, there's not really too much else to go on. I mean, we haven't really got anything right now that is like that you can really like super theorize in.
No. Well, because Quaidul hasn't made an appearance.
Right.
There hasn't been another outside force that has been involved.
Right.
And it has been kind of the same, I don't want to say cookie cutter, but every episode has kind of had the same structure.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we're going to a new group. We're
A group we
trying-
know.
Yeah, trying to tell that group that we know, hey, we're in a false reality. And then you get to point C, which is them either saying they know it is or they don't know it is. And then dual resolution.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Yeah, I mean, the
Repeat.
Zion one was cool because I felt like we hadn't really seen a lot of his character, so
Yeah.
seeing him more was nice. But like with Manabu and Neanderstar and Asaka and Kawhi and Zuijo and all them weren't even in the right state of mind.
No.
They had no idea what was going on. So I just feel like you spend an episode with these characters, and outside of Zuijo, it really doesn't mean anything for any of them because it wasn't themselves. It wasn't the version of themselves that is
Right.
actually real.
Well, that's the
Yep.
thing.
And that's why I hate this trope. In any sort of show, I feel like it's very hard for this trope to really reel me in over a long period of time. And the longer, and it was the sevens,
Periodically time.
right? A long periodically time. And for sevens, it was the same exact way because we were just waiting for these characters that we were with for 85, 90 episodes to just get back to their regular self
Yep.
so we can start seeing some growth based on who they actually are, not this false version of them that we know isn't real.
Right.
And so that's a big
It's
thing that
frustrating,
I disliked about the episode because like it wasn't real. Like Zuijo, Muda, Denois, none of it was real except from Zuijo, and that is the fascinating part, as I've said, because how much of it was actually real.
And he is questioning himself.
Correct.
So
Correct. Yeah, Zuijo had like an existential crisis
Yeah,
throughout
he
this
did. He's like,
episode.
Am I real?
yeah.
I mean, if he hallucinated the UDS and Kawhi and
And he's-
Mitsuko
and he's
calls,
now
The
this
more I
rocker.
think
I
about
mean,
it,
that's crazy.
the more I think about it,
Yeah.
the more it was a delusion. How frequently does he call UDS up?
See,
hey,
that's
man,
what I was thinking. Like,
Oh,
he
no, it
even
wasn't
has a
real.
direct line.
that wasn't real.
It wasn't real. But my question, Nick T, is, was Quaidul pretending to be the characters on the other side, leading Zuijo to Rush Duel for whatever reason,
Probably.
so that
Well,
he could,
I don't know.
so that he could Rush Duel
Or was
within
We
it
him?
don't
just
know how
all
much
him
involvement he
thinking?
has yet.
Or was it all in
he
his
seems
mind?
dormant.
So was it all in his mind?
It's his delusion. It's his space-time delusion.
Yeah,
I think
could be.
maybe.
I don't know. But I mean, that's the fascinating part about the episode.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
the sense that Quaidul is not this is like Kwai's dream state. Maybe Kwai's subconscious created that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think the, like you said, the fascinating part is it's a character like Zuijo who has always been like 4 steps ahead of everybody else,
Yeah.
and he's questioning whether he's even in control.
Yeah, suddenly he's behind the 8 ball.
So like
Yeah.
he's the guy who I think most people would say him and Udius, I guess you could put them on the same level, have been like the almighty and powerful of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
for sure.
literally questioning his own reality to the point where now, I mean, even Udius in the episode before, when they're like, that pendant on your jacket isn't the same. And he's like, oh my God, everything I've done, it's not even real. Oh, this, and it's
Yeah.
like, he even questions himself. Now Zuijo's questioning himself. I think it's cool to see them like in a vulnerable state like that.
100%
Just
agree.
because we don't get that from either character really, especially Zuijo.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that side of it, but at the same time, how much longer are these characters going to be put through this false reality? Because since it's a false reality, you're not really progressing anything.
Yeah.
Because when it ends, you're just back where you started, basically, except for the false reality's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
you know, the other element is time is ticking on the clock.
Yeah.
If we had
Oh, for the
we had
if
45
you-
episodes left.
even if you told me Go Rush was going to be a 3-year show, right?
Great.
And so I knew we had a whole nother year. I'm kind of chilling right now. Like,
That's
the
fine.
episode was funny,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna have a different mindset on it when I know the ending of the show is really around the corner.
I have
Yeah.
anxieties about how I know we're gonna stick the landing.
I have full
How
trust
are
in
we
the
gonna
team
get there?
that we will.
How are we gonna get there?
And like a lot of people thought,
ride,
a lot of people thought the Sevens
little
ending
turbulence.
was good. I thought the Sevens ending was good, even though the villain was completely botched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That last episode was quite good.
It was great, but it wasn't good because of the villain.
Not at all.
Now imagine if they had a really good, compelling villain in Otis where they gave a lot of backstory.
Iconic.
All of a sudden, we're talking about maybe one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh endings in history of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Potentially.
Yeah. Yep.
But like, it was missing that.
Very much.
It was like a really good slice of pizza, the ending of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, but it's missing the meat, right? Sometimes you get a slice and you get sausage and pepperoni, and you're just stuffing it with meat, and it just makes the slice that much better. That's what the ending
talking
was
about
missing.
pizza?
Yeah, pizza.
Oh, okay.
Meat lovers. That's what the ending was missing, and so I just hope that we get something like that again, because I know this team is capable of it, and I think that there's a good chance that we will get it. But, we can't dilly-dally. We can't
No.
dilly-dally for too long. I'm going to stick with my guns. If by 84, 85 we're out of the space-time, I'm fine.
dropping. Oh yeah. If we're not, I'm dropping the show.
No, if we're not, that's a huge issue. Because if we
Yeah,
go
it
into
is.
86 and we got 4 episodes left in the arc and we're still in this space-time going around to each character, like if we get the 84 summary and George Jersey is the guy that they're trying to snap out of
All
the...
right, dude.
No, I mean, really. But like then we're in trouble.
I'm watching the episode at two times speed. if
And
that's the case.
I'm slamming...
I love George and
I love George Jersey.
Love him.
You're never going to hear any George Jersey
That-
slander on this channel.
not once.
But I am...
At least not from us.
I am slamming the panic button.
Yeah. I'm
Can't
worried.
have that.
I'm worried.
Can't
So,
have that.
If we watch this episode next week, right?
Mm.
We watch Baby Yuhi and he duels Baby Yuna.
We should be getting the
Or
monthly...
regular Yuna.
We
don't
should
know
be
what
getting
Yuna
them-
even looks like in this
I'm
episode.
assuming they're all babies.
We
Anyway.
should be
I
getting the monthly summary batch in about a week as well.
So, if say we don't have summaries yet,
We do not.
and we watch this episode and it's next week, Wednesday, and the preview for 84 just looks goofy again.
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
Do we buy a panic button on Amazon and smash the panic button?
No, because I gave them till 85.
He said yeah.
So if 84 looks goofy, I'll still say, well, maybe it'll be the final episode.
But if it's very goofy, you still got to get out of the goofy, you know?
yeah,
Well, we don't know, but the previews don't show us.
they're like
everything.
They're
Everything.
like dinosaurs.
No,
running
like
around.
I think the hope is that they get out of this baby episode and, you know, they grow a little bit and they're out of it.
Who was the character in the gas mask? Are we ever going to see that guy?
The Mad
We're
Gasser
never going to
Platoon?
see him again, dude. I swear
I mean,
to God.
it was definitely the Mad Gasser.
It was dude. Okay, dude, there is not a single doubt in my mind.
No, me neither.
They
I thought he was about to argue.
showed him
No,
for 30 seconds in passing and walked away.
Not even. Yeah.
If he was an important character, we could say, "Oh, they're going to explain what it is."
And
They
it
show
looked
us
like
a weird
it
guy in a
looks like
gas mask.
the
for-
depiction of what people
and
described
they
as
put
the
focus
Mad
on
Gasser.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like watched him walk up the street, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
It's
Hey, we
Dude,
see you.
what
And nobody ever figured out
Hey,
who the Mad Gasser was.
We know what you're doing at the studio. Right, that's the thing. Nobody ever
Nobody
knew who
ever
he
figured
was.
out in real
No.
life.
So that character
Exactly.
is basically like a euphemism
euphemism.
for the Mad Gasser of Mattoon.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew who he was. Nobody found out his identity.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
he was
I see what you're
basically a
saying.
ghost.
I see what
And
you're
in the episode, he just walks past. Nobody
Yeah.
interacts with him.
He's not a god, he's just a ghost.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Yeah, so really, really interesting stuff. What's the poll out right now with the episode ranking?
It is
Curious
at
how people felt about it.
great 15%, good
Ooh.
42%, decent 37%, bad 6.
Yeah.
It's middling.
For me, it's
Here, I'll tell you.
I'm not saying for me personally. I'm saying I feel like at this point in the arc, it's middling for people right now. We're all like, okay, let's get on with it, right? I mean, that's what those ratings right there are showing me.
I think if Pete was here, this is what he'd say.
It's about as bad as it can possibly get.
No, that's what he's gonna say next week. That's
oh my
next week.
God, yeah.
You couldn't win this competition if you were the only person in it.
dude.
I mean, well,
That's
no, listen, at the end of the day,
It's so good.
I have full trust in this team. I think Go Rush has been a really enjoyable show.
Yeah.
And I don't think that this space-time is going to continue for that much longer.
I agree.
And, you know, while it does, I am going to be a little bit critical of it if I don't like it. Now, I was very listen, you can go back to our
respectful.
last episode, episode 80. I loved that Zion. I was the highest one on this table. I loved that Zion episode. I loved it. I thought it talked about, like, a great concept of life where if you can achieve your dreams, but you have to, like, sacrifice really everything. Like, right,
Yeah.
your whole reality, but you get to live in your dreams, you know, would you do it? Like, that's
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
fascinating concept. And I thought it was done really, really well. So I actually loved 80, but 79
Yeah.
with Manabu, even, I know you liked 81, Nick T, with a Sokka, and you brought up some good
I do,
points.
yeah.
But to me, it was...
In general, it was fine.
yeah.
It was fine. you
And
know.
this, you know, and that's the thing. The arc that we just got off of, arc number 6, ended so well.
Yep.
So well. We've seen peak Go Rush. Arc number 4 ending was fantastic. Arc number 6 ending was fantastic. Arc number 3 ending, I think, was also fantastic. Underrated, the luge ending, but that was also fantastic. So I have full trust in this team. We'll get back there. It's just right now we're in a lull, just like we were in a lull in the beginning of Arc 6.
Yep.
By the way, at the start of Arc 6, I was very much negative on Arc 6. I was like, we're not talking about the tournament. How does that work? Like,
Yep.
we're just kind of doing things that don't even really make sense. And then Arc 6 ended up being, in my opinion, the best arc in the show, which is probably a
very
hot
good.
take, but it was a phenomenal
It was
arc.
very good.
The Kwai Duel, I mean, and it came out of nowhere, but it made sense and didn't feel like it came out of nowhere, but it didn't come out of nowhere. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because the narrator was always there, and Kwai Duel being the manipulator. Like,
It
you know,
was cool.
The creator is Otis's Earth Damar. Like,
Right.
it was all connected. You just couldn't really put the pieces together until it was explained to you.
Yep.
And that could very well happen with this arc as well. But, you know, this episode.
But it needs to get a.
Yeah, it needs,
Yeah.
you know, and we got babies next week, so next week probably won't. You know, I think this episode, in my opinion, probably also, like, if next week the preview was Kwai Duel and Yuga and Yudi, you know, and you have your heavy hitters, and it's like, oh shit, we're getting going. Oh, 83, let's go. But because 83's preview is like,
Yeah.
goo goo gaga,
Yeah.
I look at this
Yeah.
episode as, okay, we're still not where I want the
Yeah.
show to be. And so unfairly, I think this episode takes a bit of a hit for that. That's not
does.
fair to the episode.
I
but-
think you're right, and I also think that the episode can still be much, I guess, like kind of be a lot better than maybe we're anticipating if it shows maybe some Quaidual involvement. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
show-
Well, the
like-
darkness card. That's the way
That's
to do
it.
it.
That's the key.
You,
Well,
he's dueling. I can't
switch the tone like
imagine.
that,
I
yeah.
can't imagine, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, that he has a second duel this arc. Because a lot of times these characters get 2, maybe 3 duels in the arc.
Yeah.
That he has a second duel this arc, and that card still doesn't come into play. I can't
they
imagine
revealed
that.
to us what that card is too. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
We know what
right.
we're looking for.
The Darkness Joint Tech Rex, I
Yep.
believe. Yeah.
Dark Tech Tyrant or something.
Oh yeah, Tyrant. Yeah. So we have to see that card.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if we see that card in this duel,
Cool.
Goo Goo Gaga
It's
might
gonna-
turn into
I-
we might be
Yeah.
in some trouble here.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know if that's the word I would use, but
Here's Dylan's package.
the I think it'll be like, I think in this episode specifically too, like because they're babies.
Yeah.
Like you could have something like a nanny cam where he's on the other side, like kind of
Okay,
making
that would be
things
kind of
happen.
funny. Yeah.
And it kind of though, like it's a way to bring him in like a comedic
The-
sense, but also show he's still
watching.
in control.
Yeah.
He's still watching everything that they do, and maybe this like literally the nanny cam is something that shows them, wait, he's watching us. We really are like, in some freakish state of mind, and it could help them get out of where they are.
This episode summary is really, really, really weird as well. Do you want me to read? Let's just read the
Yeah,
summary.
we might as
Chat,
well. We're talking about the episode.
We're going a little bit out of order here, but there's not much more to talk about in episode 82, and we'll get to your super chats and donations if there's any in a little bit.
Yeah,
I,
absolutely.
as always, appreciate all of you guys coming by. We're just going to show the summary for 83 here.
Spoiler if you don't want to see it, but summary for episode 83.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, let me get the summary up.
Wait, it's perfect over your face, dude. That is good. That is good.
Okay.
Jeez, dude.
We do not, by the way, Nick T,
What do
we do not have the title or anything for 84 and beyond. This is the last
Interesting.
thing we know. Nick T, do you want to read the summary?
I would love to.
It's a weird one, my man.
Hello, baby. Episode 83. Hello, baby. Yugioh and company find a suspicious house. There, they encounter Yuna, who is cuddling a baby.
Huh?
They also get caught up in her delusion and are transformed, becoming more adorable than before. In order to escape their delusion, Yuhi challenges Yuna to a duel. I'm not
No, you can read it.
No,
Wash do goo goo gaga.
bro.
Now, Nick T, you read it.
No,
You got it,
I'm
man.
not doing.
Wash do.
No, I'm not doing it.
Wash do.
Wash duel.
Dude, Jesus
wash duel.
fucking Christ.
I warned you, and I said it was a weird
Dude,
summary.
I do take issue. Like, listen, do I think babies are cute? Absolutely. What I take issue with is when it shows, like, do you know what would be hilarious for this episode? If all our characters were babies. Because babies are funny, right? And, like, this is not, like, the first show that's ever done it.
Oh no, it's
Like, it's a thing. And I'm like, oh, haha, babies. Cool.
well. I'll tell you.
Boss baby.
Yeah, exactly,
I'll,
dude.
I'll tell
Yo,
you what's
babies doing, like, a
Duh, baby.
Yeah. Duh. All right, no, that's actually funny. Maybe actually is funny.
I'll tell you what's interesting about this summary to me, right? This kind of negates Cal's theory, which I actually agreed with. I forgot about this summary. Your theory, Nick T, that the Valgyrians have the abilities to create these weird space times because Go Hayuna's creating this one.
Yeah,
That's weird.
that's weird.
So Go Hayuna's space.
Well,
This also implies that her fantasy, I guess, is to be a mom, which is not like an
Yeah.
uncommon
Yeah.
fantasy for a
Initially,
lot
I
of
was
people.
gonna say, the more I think about it, they're like, oh, well, technically, I guess everybody else is their own space-time delusion, but not really because everyone else, the delusion's only affected them themselves.
Right.
until Dinois, whose delusion was kind of affecting other people.
Now, Dinois affected the whole forest. It seems like hers only affects a house.
But that's still a whole house.
No, I know.
So that's
I know.
why you're right. Like,
But
yeah, it's
So also because like the way I interpret it, right?
and not just a whole house. It's the people, the contents of the house.
Yeah,
Right.
everything
It's
inside.
turning our people into babies.
Yeah. The delusions, like with Denois and her space time, are that she wanted to own the bakery, kicked Mitsuko out. Right? It's her fantasy. It's what
Yeah.
she
Right.
fantasizes
Mitsuko's
about.
gone. Amazing.
So the
Yeah,
only
not for me,
interpretation
but
that I
love
can
it.
see from this, which is nothing that we've gotten in the show that would imply this, is that Go Hyuna, one of her like I guess deepest desires is to be a mother. Right? I mean,
It's weird.
that's the only thing. But like we haven't gotten anything that
Bro,
would
she's
imply
like a
that.
kid.
And also
She's a
she's like
child.
12 years old.
Yeah. Which
So-
I guess like what like.
But
kids
I
at
mean,
the
there
age
are
wanna play-
people who at that age, want to be a parent. I mean, there are.
Dude, yeah, well, yeah. I would say like at that age, that's normal. When like, kids want to play house and like play
Right,
with
or
dolls.
that, yeah. Dolls, right? It could
Yeah.
be something like that.
I mean, I guess
yeah.
that they're actually a little old, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the idea of like, like I would love to raise a baby, not realizing the not the implication, the
Right, of course.
responsibilities that
Well,
come with
that's why in high school gym or high
Had
school
to-
health
they had
class,
to take care of the- yeah.
and then you'd wear the pregnancy
Which
thing.
I think now, if she had to do that, she probably wouldn't be having this delusion because she'd be like, "Oh, this sucks."
Yeah, and then the football team would throw you down the bleachers while you were wearing the pregnancy thing to see if you would get hurt.
No. Not sure that was. I don't think that's the
That
word. I
just
would
happened to
use.
me. I guess that just
What
happened
are
to me.
you talking about?
This guy is.
I guess that just happened to me.
Yeah, no, Angie, I was the one pushing him down the bleacher.
Can't get him.
Yeah, it was the whole football team.
Yeah, or like when we had to take care of the egg, and it's like,
Oh, yeah. Come on. I just bought one from the store.
wow, that's cool.
What?
I'm calling up Dooley and being like, not Dooley,
you're done.
No, I like Dooley. Liked me a lot. I like Dooley.
you know, like, hey, but you know he
He
thought
cheated.
he
Dow Viatic.
No,
Anyway,
she pronounced Wycheck fine.
I'm just trying to
Yeah,
get
Viatic.
that perspective
Oh,
of
that's right.
the summary as well. Which I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But maybe like Playhouse, it makes sense
Yeah,
too.
it's
as
like
well.
her playing house. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe she wants to be a baby again.
Well, that also, but she's cuddling. She can make herself a baby.
Yeah, she's not a baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's
yeah.
da baby.
Duh, baby. Could you imagine
Who forgave the baby?
if she what?
Who forgave the baby?
No, that was Oh, was that? Oh yeah.
Wash
I think Ellen.
Ellen.
Wash
Yeah.
do goo goo gaga.
Dude,
I mean, I don't know. Hey, listen, it's a weird summary. We're in a weird time right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, and it's gonna stay weird. But
Wash. You think
I
you're
will-
gonna sing the opening or ending in baby form?
how would that go, Nick T?
You see baby form.
Baby form.
Wash, wash, go,
Go
wash,
wash.
cycle, no wash. That's the
Well,
Sevens opening.
That's how I said. It's the seventh opening,
Yeah.
which is the best opening.
yeah.
Wash, wash, go, wash, go, wash.
I mean, I guess we have to. I guess we have to pick this duel,
Oh gosh.
right?
Yes.
Wash do.
That's how they sound. That's how little kids sound, though.
Yeah,
The
like
wash
they have a
duels.
little wisp.
Yeah, they have the little wisp. Yeah, maybe not quite a lisp. Yeah, not a lisp.
Oh, no,
Just the-
I've-
but the inability to
lisp.
say certain words make it
Yeah,
sound like a lisp.
Form like R is kind of like
Yeah.
become ooze.
Wash, wash, go, wash. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, my mom lets me play Call of Duty. And my uncle actually works for Activision, so
I play Grand Theft Auto,
yeah.
but I have to wait for my Powens to go.
Now
through.
you sound like Adam Sandler impersonating a kid.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's what he does.
It's kind of the same thing.
All right, polls up. We got to vote, and then we'll get to some super chats and donos.
Yeah.
Let me write NFTs nuts. I'm gonna try to throw off the other wonderful people on this podcast.
What are you talking about?
And I mean, I'm not wrong saying that, right? It is Baby Yuhi versus
Pete responds, what?
I mean, it is. I'm not right. I'm not wrong.
You're
It's
not
Baby
wrong.
Yuhi. We see him in the preview.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Looking for the right emojis for this, you know?
I know. I respect it. Need a lot of those blonde hair emojis. I think they have.
Huh?
I'm ready, dude.
I'm ready.
You know, the other really good thing about this episode, Yugioh and Yugioh are together again. And that tells me that the plot is going to move forward,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because they're both babies in the preview.
True.
Yeah.
So they're going to interact.
Which,
That
yeah, maybe
gives
by
me
the end of this
hope.
episode, they can have a good talk. A good,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 3, 2, 1, send. We have not all picked together.
That's very interesting, by the way. Yeah.
Well, I don't love my pick.
I do.
I do. Well, I don't love it because I didn't want to pick this duel in the first place.
Well-
I didn't want to be picking this duel.
Nick T, who'd you pick?
I picked Baby Yuhi.
Okay.
He's still a Chad, dude. He's still got this.
Baby Chad.
He's the young kid.
They love me.
He
They
just,
do.
It's it. He's the guy, right? He's the whole thing that pushes this thing forward. He has to break Yuna of this. Actually, I was gonna say has to break Yuna of this delusion. Odds are, given the track record, she probably already knows it's a delusion, and she just wants to ignore it.
Oh my sorry.
But no, Yuhi's gonna win. It's just this is stupid. She's making them all babies. Like, come on.
I'll tell you something. I think people, and there's someone on this podcast usually who sits at the very end, that sleeps on Goha Yuna as a duelist.
Oh, I don't think she's bad.
No, I think she's very, very good.
think she's very
and
good.
I think this is a much harder duel to pick than people realize. I'm going to go as far as this. Goha Yuna gets this win. She has the most impressive quality of wins for any girl character in all of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
She does.
absolutely.
She does.
Yeah, and
If she
Yeah.
beats Yuhi, she's beaten Udius and Yuhi.
Yeah.
As well as Rovian, who was the arc boss of the second arc. Now,
Yep.
whatever that's worth. So, I'm
Does she want
sorry,
hate?
but Goha
Quality of
Yuna,
wins. Quality.
quality of wins.
Quality.
Right, quality.
Quality.
The best quality of wins.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and I truly believe that. I mean, right now, Roman obviously is at the top there because she beat Yuga and Roa.
Right.
I don't know how much of an achievement Yuga is, and Gakuto. So Roman
on, dude.
got some pretty good wins. But I'm sorry. I think beating Udius and Yuhi at this point in his
If she
Yeah.
beats him,
career,
it would be a pretty.
This is like
insane.
peak Yuhi.
This is peak
but
Yuhi.
as a baby.
He's never dueled better.
yeah, he's on like a 7-win streak, dude. So if
Guy's
Goha
hot.
Yuna gets this win, I mean, she has the best quality wins of any girl character in all
I
of
agree with
Yu-Gi-Oh.
that.
And the only person who comes close is Roman. That being said, I'm hyping her up. I'm picking Baby Yuhi. I hope Goha Yuna gets the win here, but it seems like the trend is to have all of the characters who are delusional lose so that they can snap out of their delusions. I think her losing will also get our babies back to being their normal selves because the delusion ends. If Goha Yuna wins, I don't really see how the delusion ends, and we can't go more than one episode with these guys as babies, right? We can't.
No.
So Yuhi wins, but I'll tell you, Goha Yuna wins. I won't be upset about it. I like Goha Yuna a lot. And this is going to be a big episode for her because this might be one of her final episodes. Really, as we get near the end, it seems like they're doing farewells for a lot of these characters.
Yeah.
I hope Goha Yuna has a really good episode.
I very much agree.
Because if she has a really good episode, I think you could make the argument she is one of the best girl characters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I really do. Now, I'm very high on her. I'm probably higher on her than the average person.
Probably.
But I think when you look at her dueling abilities, when you look at her character arc, the self-doubt that she's had to overcome, how much... I mean, I couldn't stand her when she was with Rovian. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
She was so... But, like, to
That's
see
what
how
I mean,
far
like,
she's come in that regard, the
when-
development...
When you said
has-
arc, I then agreed because I was like, her character was insufferable.
I
In the
agree.
beginning, in
And
the
then she was like,
beginning, yeah.
oh, he's like, you know what?
This isn't
kind
right.
of a boss.
Yeah.
She's cool. She's
Yeah.
cool. I'm high on her. No.
No,
I'm
like
with it.
I hope win or lose, because I think she's got the wins to back it up. Beating UDS and then beating Rovian. Win or lose, I just hope it's a good episode for her character. And this is why I hate this space-time nonsense, because if she's delusional the
true
whole
her.
episode, it's not her.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
also
her.
why, like, oh, great. Like, this, like, how much justice can they do her when the rest of the characters are babies?
That too.
With that being said, I agree to your point. Like, it's not as easy a pick as, like, from a dueling standpoint, it's not as easy as a pick as many of us make it out to be.
I just
From a
hope,
plot standpoint, I think it's probably like
Cal, I just hope she's not annoying in this episode, because I can see that as well. Right?
Yeah.
She's the
I do
adult.
want-
She's got
helicopter parent. Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope. I pray to God she does not get reverted back to how she was early on.
She could be talking to
You heard that.
the
right?
babies like, oh, little baby, the whole time.
Oh, dude.
And that, like, if she's doing like a baby voice to them and stuff like
I'm
that,
muting the episode.
that could definitely get a little annoying. But
Who are you picking?
I do think that Goha Yuna doesn't get the credit that she probably deserves.
Absolutely.
That being said, I'm agreeing with the two of you. I'm going with Baby Yuhi because I think he has to. And
Yeah.
just by the track record of this arc, the person that they go to visit doesn't win. So
Yeah, I
it's,
agree.
It's the track record of the arc.
Exactly.
I also
Yep.
think that they're coming here, entering this. You have to break a delusion. Seemingly, the best way to break these delusions has been by them losing the rush duel. So unless they find a way to break her, or she already knows and she doesn't want to leave, and she wins, but then still realizes, like, while dueling a baby, that this is never can be a reality type of situation. I just can't see Yuna winning. Although I think she deserves to have a win at this point. Like you said, it could be a farewell.
A good farewell. Yeah.
Kind of felt that way with I'm surprised she's even getting another duel, because I felt like
Yeah.
that duel against Rovian could have been kind of lights
For the
out
both of
for her
them,
character.
yeah.
And it would have been okay. I'm happy she's back, but I just hope that, even if she is annoying, though, it's not her.
It's not her, but
that's
it's
annoying in itself.
representative of her.
And that's annoying in itself that it's not her. That's why I
Yeah.
don't like
But if
this.
this is like
Yeah.
her
trope.
send off, and like most of the episode she's annoying, that's gonna put that in our
Yeah.
head.
A little
That's
bad
representative.
taste
Well,
at the end, you know.
The two men that are not here, Pete and Dredge, one of them picked Yuna.
Yeah.
The other picked Yuhi. Dredger picked Yuna.
Interesting. I think
Because
his
a
reasoning's funny.
baby should not beat anyone in a rush duel.
I could see his thought process.
He's not thinking Yu-Gi-Oh.
He's
not.
thinking.
He's
not.
thinking
If I
logically.
made you a baby right now and I dueled you,
He
I'm
would win.
winning. Like you're not. Yeah.
He beat me with I rush dueled him on his stream and he beat me.
I was gonna say,
Yes, and then
Dredger-
imagine
Dredger
he was a
did
baby.
beat him.
Yeah, I'm never beating these
Yeah.
Shingo allegations. And then Pete picked
That means you're a
baby
Chad, bro.
Yugi. What?
That means you're a Chad.
So I mean, listen, where's chat? Chat better be like 80%.
All right, you ready for
Yuhi.
this?
Although I don't actually no, I take that back. I think it's going to be 65%, 25%, 30%. 65%, 25%, 10%.
There you go. But no,
Am I close?
75%,
Okay.
18%,
Wow.
7%.
Guess.
Wow. Go Ayuna way too low, I think.
Yeah.
Way too low.
I mean,
No, I mean I picked Yuhi, so.
way too low, maybe. I think. if
Yuhi's got
this
the hot
were-
hand. You got
well,
Yuhi's
not
got
only
the hot
that, I
hand.
think like you know how you had said before, if we had more episodes, I wouldn't be worried. This, and that. If we had 15 more episodes, I'd probably think Yuna wins the duel, or at least think she has a very high chance to win the duel.
Yep.
Because there's a lot
Yeah.
more time for Yuhi to build back up, or maybe a win is
Build
what
back
helps
better.
her realize, and they can still. I don't know. I think
Not
with
much
how
on that,
much
actually.
time we have left, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, we'll see what happens. We got babies dueling next week. We got any super chats, donations from these wonderful
yeah,
people
dude.
watching
You
at
can
home?
you can
Got some
start
links
if you want.
first, bro.
Oh, we got some links. Do we
Big
got
damn
some
links.
links?
Let me get some of them links.
Okay, let me take a look.
Take a look, bro.
Where am I?
Where am
Crystal Colden. Thank you, Crystal, for the 888. Appreciate you, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.
How much longer am I waiting for Darkness Joint Tech Tyrant? I feel like this arc is a waste of my time and my creativity. Next episode better give me my wish, unless they actually want me venting about it online. Well, I gotta tell you, man, I love these super chats, donations. I love reading the chat back after the streams.
Oh, yeah.
But I love it in real time because I really get a pulse of how people are either feeling about the show currently and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Crystal obviously loved last arc, big arc for you,
Yeah.
This arc though, they're making us wait.
They're making us wait.
They are. And so Crystal getting a little frustrated there. Can't blame Crystal at all.
Not at all.
I'm frustrated. I express my frustrations. I will say this, Crystal. I think with what the team has done, they definitely deserve the benefit of the doubt. And I think in a couple of episodes, I really do believe in 3 episodes, we're not even going to be thinking about this Quai-Dual space-time because the show's going to get so good again that we won't even worry about it. That's what I think.
It's kind of like going to a really nice restaurant, and you know that the dinner you ordered is going to be phenomenal. But the kitchen's a little backed up, so you're sitting at the table, you're just waiting. You've eaten the same bread like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And you're like,
You're actually
okay,
getting full.
and you're like, okay, like I'm just all I have is this same piece of bread that I've gotten over and over again. I want the meal.
And you got to go to a movie in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So you're hoping the dinner gets there in
So
time.
you just need dinner to get there, and you don't want to fill up on rolls. So now you're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
No, Cal
what are we doing?
Cal brings up a great point, right? You're at the Olive Garden, as he said. You're
Fancy
filling up on
restaurant, yeah.
breadsticks.
That's exactly. Yep.
You ordered the 5-cheese ziti. The restaurant's a little short-staffed. You know it, but you're still getting a little frustrated. And you're just
Yeah, and you have to go to the AMC right down the road
right
for the movie.
Yeah. And you're
What are you
just,
seeing again?
You're just waiting. What?
What movie? What movie are you seeing again?
What
At
movie?
the
Five Nights at
AMC.
Freddy's.
Oh, you're seeing the 5 Nights at Freddy's movie. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
What movie are you saying? Dunkirk?
Dunkirk is it is in theater still, even
Yeah.
though it came out in like 2017.
I missed it. Is Into the Spider-Verse Part 1 still in theaters?
Bro, you missed it by whoa.
Part 2.
2, and that was over like the summer.
No, Part 2 I saw. Yeah, Part 1 I'm talking about.
I need to get you a time machine.
I didn't watch actually Part 2. I have to watch it. I've seen Part 1.
They were making this movie about a boat that like capsized after hitting an iceberg. What?
Oh,
That movie, I was in production hell. I don't know if it's coming out.
Oh, it came out.
Oh, yeah?
I don't remember when though.
that was the
Crazy.
SS Anne, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually just saw
Great
another Leo
reference.
movie last weekend.
Oh, you saw that episode where they almost died in the SSN?
No.
No,
Another
that's
Leonardo
Pokemon.
DiCaprio movie called The Killers of the
Flower Moon, yeah. Which is based off a Bloodborne fanfic.
No.
Of course it
no,
is.
It's not. It's 100% not.
The Killers of the Flower Moon.
Is that actually the name of a Bloodborne thing?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Lorraine, I've heard it's good. Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation. I'm not so trusting of Studio Bridge. Okay, well here we go. So little bit of
Oh,
bit
whoa.
of clap
A little
back.
ner- a little
That's okay.
nervous,
I
a
know,
little
that's okay.
nervous.
We allow the clap back here.
I don't know.
They've proven they are competent, but they also make me cautious given how they've written villains. That said,
fair.
I need more information before I can make a proper judgment on Studio Bridge's writing of Go Rush. I don't think anything she said there is out of bounds.
No.
I'm more trusting. I'm a more trusting individual, which has gotten me into some bad situations. So
fair.
being more cautious is not a bad trait
No.
at all, and I respect people that are a little more
Cautiously
cautious.
optimistic.
Yes.
Yes.
Keep your head on a swivel.
And also to say that they're competent, agree.
Yeah.
To say that you're cautious because of how they've written their villains,
Also.
totally agree.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, I couldn't agree more with that. They've got something I think really potentially special here with Quai-Dual. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they're going to pull through. If you're still kind of scarred because of what happened with Otis, I can't blame you. I can't blame
I
you.
still am.
Yeah. I know Pete. I mean, I'll tell you something. Pete talks
Oh,
about it.
I'm good.
Whenever Pete brings up Otis, you can tell he's like holding back tears.
Yeah, he feels bad about it.
Well, yeah, because he wanted to like him, but he just couldn't.
Because he's a villains guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like he
This is the one thing he has.
I remember one time he was tearing up after one of the episodes, and I was kind of consoling him, and he was like, what's behind the mask? You know, he just kept saying that over and over.
Yeah, it was.
And we don't know what's behind Otis's mask.
We don't.
Right?
know,
I
yeah.
mean-
does he have a face
I don't know.
or like a top half of his face?
I think he's Yuga's dad. Dragon Claw, thank you for the the $8.88 donation. Dragon Claw, it's great to hear from you. Happy belated Halloween. I hope Halloween was good for you guys. Ours was great. How many trick-or-treaters did we get?
0.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Well, we had 2 groups last year. Here's me with the big bowl of candy waiting by the door like a jackass.
I like that. That's a good face.
Waiting for anyone
That's
to
a good
stroll up.
face, Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Well, I mean, we are on a single street with
Yeah.
8 units,
And I think
That's off
everyone
of a
is
main
old.
road.
and
besides us.
that's off of a main road. But yeah, and I guess like if you were gonna trick or treat across the street in that big development of townhomes, you wouldn't need to cross the street. to
Why
come
would you
here.
cross
Yeah.
again a main road?
Yeah,
that
main road
has
with no lights.
yeah.
and-
I also got none. A grand total of none. But again, I live on.
You
I
live on a main road
I
as
live
well.
on a main road, and anybody trick or treating behind me in the the neighborhoods behind me, I'm
Wouldn't
probably
cross.
just gonna stick behind there.
Yeah, they wouldn't cross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, it's on the same side, but there's no reason to go out onto my road because it's a very high traffic area.
Oh yeah, if you keep yeah. I was
but there's-
thinking,
there-
I was
I-
thinking
I've-
of the neighborhoods across
Oh
the
no,
street.
well there are, but I also have
Yeah.
neighborhoods behind me as well.
Got you.
But they wouldn't.
That makes sense. Dragon Claw went on to say, mine was great. I had the day off from work, so I spent the entire day at home watching movies and eating snacks.
That's what's
Wow.
up,
That
dude.
sounds
love
like
to
Dylan's
know-
last month.
No, because I didn't watch any movies.
Yeah, you
I just
play
played
Lies
video
of P,
games.
yeah.
Playing video games.
I
and
played
eating
Lies of
snacks.
P.
Yeah.
When people ask me, what did I do? I actually tell them that I thought about it in my head. I'm like, oh, I played this game, and sometimes they're like, oh, what game? And I always say Lies of Pinocchio, because I just don't feel comfortable telling like elderly folks
You played Live
that
of
I
P?
played a new game called Lies of P.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah. Like what are they?
yeah. When I thought about it, I was like, I'm just gonna say Lies of Pinocchio.
It's
I
not
mean,
a great name.
That's what it stands
It's
for.
not a good name.
I actually don't mind the name, but I guess
do.
Lies of Pinocchio maybe would have been too complicated because of the copyright issue.
I don't
Because
think there
Pinocchio's
is a
never. Yeah,
copyright
it's public
issue.
domain,
It is
right?
Public domain at this
They
point.
did confirm the director. I love that game, by the way. The director came out and confirmed there will be DLC. So that I'm very
I'm
excited
happy to
about.
hear
I
that,
will be
bro.
streaming that.
Wasn't there like a little tip on who it would be?
Yeah,
about?
at the end, there was a Dorothy. So maybe you'll play as the Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know.
That's not that Dorothy's
You
Wizard
said
of
the
Oz.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Dorothy's Wizard of Oz.
The yellow brick road.
Okay.
Also,
you have to follow
yeah, Wizard
that.
of Oz.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Wait, imagine like a
With
real
her-
creepy like follow the yellow brick
Yeah,
road
dude,
and,
it'd
like,
be-
the-
Oh yeah,
hard.
the Wicked Witch of the West, the Wicked Witch of
Yeah.
the East,
She's the Wicked Witch
the
of the
Tin
East, bro.
Man.
The
He
Lion.
had wings and came down
The
in a
Lion.
Scarecrow.
What about that face, dude? That face where like in the mirror.
That's the Wizard
You're
of
talking about
Oz.
the wizard, yeah.
That guy was creepy as
Yeah,
hell.
but
That's
he
who
wasn't
I'd
really a
wanna fight.
wizard. Spoiler, he wasn't
Mirror,
actually a
mirror
wizard.
on the wall, who's the fairest of
Oh,
them?
is
Nope,
that?
that's
a different fairy tale, but
That's Shrek.
No, it's the guy in the mirror. Wait, is it the same person?
are you talking about the magic mirror?
Yeah, one and all seek it out. That guy.
Now I
Okay, Wizard of Oz is like an illusion.
Okay, but it's a mirror.
It's not the mirror.
Oh, it's the Munchkins, right? And they're like they're holding up like they're pretending to be a guy but it's 3 Munchkins in a suit.
in a trench coat.
Yeah.
big trench coat.
That's
yeah.
what
I-
it is, right?
that's-
You will let me into this rated R movie.
That's not what it is. I honestly think that's like what what they did in Family Guy for it
yeah,
was they made them kids in a trench coat.
Oh, okay.
In real life, it's just a man behind the thing, right? It's just a guy.
Yeah, he's behind a booth and it's a projector.
Ladies and gentlemen, I
projector.
clearly have to brush up on my
If we talk
Wizards
about Oz,
of Waverly
That's what I
Place
think
lore.
he's talking about.
No,
Yeah, that's why
Wizards
they
of
cut out.
Magically Road.
Wizard of
Wizard
Oz.
of Oz. So is the game going to be called Lies of Oz? That's a
Maybe.
cool name.
That'd be
Lies of
fun.
O.
Lies of D for Dorothy.
Oh, Lies of D. That's it. Well, what about one big D? Because it's one like big lie. That's
Moving on.
he broke himself. He broke himself.
That's it, bro. I've had enough.
He broke
I've
himself.
had enough. One big D.
Oh, it's so stupid.
I love that, dude.
Dragon Claw. Thank you so much. I'm happy you had a good Halloween. And Angie, what a generous Angie, you're the best. Thank you for the $45 donation.
Oh,
Thank you, Angie. I appreciate you. You are the best. Miss you guys, but can't wait to see you guys.
Yes.
Thank you in the community for such nice birthday wishes. Love you guys. You guys are
Oh,
the
yes.
absolute best. We should sing happy belated
Yep.
birthday real quick. in the quick tone. 1, 2, 3. Happy
Happy
belated birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to you. Happy belated birthday, dear Angie. Happy belated birthday to you. Whoa!
Yeah.
Good. You followed along, man.
Yeah, we did. We got
Come
you.
on. See,
I
that's
got
why
your number.
when Dredge is here, it gets off the
It gets
rails.
way- it gets
But with
crazy.
you two, we can do it all night.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
Is the man stupid?
No. Angie, thank you so much
this
for the
man
extremely generous donation.
stupid.
Seriously, thank you, Angie. You're the best. That is a really, really, really generous donation, and it is incredibly, incredibly appreciated. Angie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Angie.
Bloodstone, thank you for the $2 donation. Dylan goes off the rails without Pete and Dredger.
Yes.
Yes.
That's because we allow it.
Yeah.
Well-
I love it.
Well, Pete's kind of mean to me, and Dredger scares me. I mean, that's really
That's
what it
it.
is. No, I mean that.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm transparent about it.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. They see it. They watch.
mean to me, but Dredger scares me.
Yeah, I mean, I have respect for Dredger, and
you don't
for
respect
Pete.
Pete? Oh.
No, I have respect for both of them. But Dredger, the respect is because I know he could snap
It's
my neck.
It's like if you would rather be feared or respected, but he's both.
Oh yeah.
Got you.
I thought it was feared and loved.
I changed it.
Oh.
No, would you rather be respected and loved or feared and hated? I think
No, that's
yeah.
it's
No,
the other way
it's the
around.
other way
Would you
around.
rather be feared and respected or hated and loved?
Nope.
Would you rather
Third time's the
be
charm.
feared and loved, but hated and or hated and respected? That doesn't make sense. No, I think I had it right the first time. Would you rather be loved or hated?
Yeah. Fucking aneurysm.
Chat, I don't know what's going on. All right,
Man.
we got some super chats, right?
All right. we got a $20 donation from J.R. Glenn.
You know, J.R. Glenn joined the Discord today.
JR.
Gave a very nice. Sean Kingston gave a very
Yo,
nice
hey,
super chat in the Duel Link stream.
Oh yeah.
And just gave a really generous super
Yeah,
chat
thank
here.
you, JR.
JR,
No
thank you
message.
so
No
much.
message.
Yeah, I know. He didn't give a message in the dueling stream. JR, thank you for such a nice,
Thank you,
generous
JR.
super chat. Imagine if that was like a nervous twitch someone had whenever anyone said JR. They just had to yell, Sean
Sean
Kingston.
Kingston.
You're
Way
way
too
too.
beautiful, girl. Thank you. Thank you, JR.
Thank you so much, JR.
We got $5 from Crazy Anime Gamer.
Let's go.
Crazy.
I don't think I am, but sometimes I do wonder because of what other people think. If at 32, if I'm too old for Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyway, appreciate you guys.
Crazy Anime Gamer might have been their first super chat. I'm not sure. The name sounds somewhat familiar,
does.
but not too familiar. Either way, Crazy Anime Gamer, if I haven't said anything to you before, it's nice to meet you. But I think we've met. I don't know. But the name is pretty unique.
I like it.
But also, like, I feel like I've seen it before.
I
So
very much.
there's a
agree.
lot of names. I apologize if you've been here before. But either way, Crazy Anime Gamer, thank you so much for the super chat. I do not believe you are ever too old to stop loving your hobbies as long as they are not harmful hobbies. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not a harmful hobby. It's not harming anyone.
I agree.
Maybe except your wallet if you play it competitively. That being said, no, listen. I'm about to turn 30. Pretty much everyone at this table, we're all on the cusp of 30.
You say
Yeah.
about like you didn't turn 29.
You just
like,
turned
a
29.
month and a half ago.
If I'm within 11 months, I'm about to turn. I look forward to aging, unlike
I respect.
some of you guys.
No, I'm not. I don't fear 30. It's just very
I'm not gonna-
close.
Now you've been saying that at every age.
Every age.
I do not think
28. I don't think I'm gonna see it.
it is not too old. You are not too old
No.
to enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh, the anime,
Or
the
anything.
game, or anything, as long as it is not bringing harm or anything
I
to
feel
anyone.
like I feel like for a long time, like along with like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or something like that, people have always said like, oh, like video games are for kids, right?
Yeah.
Video
It's
games
always
are for
going to be the
kids.
case, though. People are always
Kids-
going to say that.
But like they're made for kids. Only kids are supposed to play them. When you get older, you're not supposed to play video games. Well, I think an entire generation of parents are gamers now.
yeah.
Like everybody our age, probably anywhere from like 37 to probably and lower, plays video games and could be parents.
My
Yeah.
dad.
There's nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
your
that.
dad plays games.
Your
dude.
dad plays video
yeah,
games.
my dad had to snap his Far Cry 5 disc in half because
So
he
he
was so
stopped playing,
addicted
yeah.
to it. No, that's
Your
a
dad's
true
also
story.
one of the coolest people on the planet.
He's a very cool guy. But I couldn't. He told me that a couple weeks ago. I couldn't believe it. He's like, yeah. So Far Cry 5, I would hide it in the house, And like, because he's retired now,
Yeah.
and like every night I would just, and it was the same things. Like you would just go to bases and kill him, but he was like so addicted to it, and he was like, so
Sounds like
He's
Dylan.
I no, I know that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
So I had to snap the disc in half. I was like,
Cracked the
excuse
dick
me.
in half.
He's like, I had to, I had to break it. I was like, oh my god. So
The goat, dude.
listen,
But yeah, no.
you are never too old to enjoy anything as long as it brings you enjoyment and as long as it's not, harmful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean,
And
yeah.
most hobbies are not harmful.
And I think that
so.
recreational drug
as
use.
And there are, by the way, there are going to be people
Who will
that
say
that
that.
criticize you.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
criticize you for it, and then you have to make the decision of either A, not letting those comments bother you, and just kind of,
Yeah.
water off a duck's back, or B, not having those certain people in your life, depending on who they are and how close you are with them, and
I also think
maybe
that
they're not the
Thomas
right
square
crowd
up.
for you.
I also think at the end of the day, you should always do what makes you feel the best
Oh,
and
yeah.
what makes you happy. So if you love Yu-Gi-Oh and you want to watch it or you play the games or whatever it is, then you do that.
yeah.
Nobody should stop you from doing what you love.
Yeah.
As Dylan has said, if it's not something that's harmful.
I'm still booting up Madden 12 on the PS3 and playing our
Yeah, you are.
franchise. I created all these players, traded some people, and I'm playing.
Not only that, how many years have we played GTA 4 when GTA 5 has been out for like 10 years?
I know, and GTA 6 will never come out.
No.
Never.
But we
Crazy.
we still would get together and play GTA 4.
I want to let you know, by the way, if you told most boomer generations this, I think some of them would have a heart attack. Oh my God, that's how you spend your Friday nights. I've got
Yeah.
7 or 8 TV monitors in this basement. And stop me when I'm telling a lie. 7 or 8 TV monitors, maybe more. I have 7 PlayStation 3s
Yep.
in this basement right now. 7 PlayStation 3s. 7 copies of GTA 4, the base game. 7 copies of GTA 4, the DLC, which was Lost in the Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Right.
Yep.
And every 3 months or so, we gather down here. We boot up 7 PlayStation 3s.
Yep.
7 copies of GTA 4, go into a party mode, and play death matches, manhunts for hours.
Yeah.
Until like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, we go get bagels and everyone would go home.
Now, that was when we were younger. Now it goes until
Now
about 2
we're-
or 3. But,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you
I
told
feel
some
like-
older parents that,
If you told most sane people that,
that's true. Actually, there's probably people our age that would be like, what the you have 7.
it's not even the fact that it's like we're up until whatever time playing Grand Theft Auto. It's like you have how many TVs and PlayStation?
No, you know what? That's
and you do what in between that?
That's the point where people stop me.
They're like,
Because when I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm like, yeah, I own 7 PlayStation 3s. Wait, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's the part that they can't get past.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
But that being
Anyway,
said,
all that to be said, do what you love.
Do what you love.
exactly. Thank you, crazy
Do
anime
what you
gamer.
love and love what you do.
Exactly. We got a $2 donation from Tyler DeBoer.
Love who you do. It's hard.
We got a $2 donation from Tyler DeBoer.
Thank
you, Tyler.
Tyler said, even in space time, we need #justice for Mitsuko.
Yes.
Yeah.
In this context, anyway.
Yes.
Tyler is a big Justice for Mitsuko guy. He has the shirt. Listen, I respect it.
Yeah, I respect it.
I respect it.
I don't know if I agree with
in
it, but I
most
respect it.
contexts, I say, yeah, just from Mitsuko.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't,
In that one episode, I was like, come on.
yeah.
Come on.
Oh, she's a little delusional.
She's a lot of, she's Delulu for sure, yeah.
I've seen a few things. It's not great.
Here's Dylan's package.
We got a $2 donation from Crystal Colden.
Thank you, Crystal.
Crystal said, more adorable sees my art. Press X to doubt.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing Crystal's got some adorable fan art.
I've seen Crystal's art.
Better than
The
Baby You.
I think that's what she's saying.
The ponies, yeah, very, very cute stuff. I will say, yeah, now Crystal was someone who was not happy with where Go Rush was. But we got Baby Yuhi. I'm sure Crystal will be happy about that.
Yes.
Agreed.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yes.
We got $5 from Into the Brains.
Into the
brain.
brains. Thank you, Natalie.
Hey, Dylan, I hope you are doing well. Taking a break from Go Rush.
Cool.
Got therapy for my adrenaline addiction by playing scary games. Wishing you guys well.
Well, I know you've been playing some FNAF. Hopefully you get a chance to see the movie soon if you really like that franchise. Natalie, thank you so much for the $5 super.
Do you think they dropped the F-bomb in the PG-13 Five Nights at Freddy's? They're allowed to at least once.
Yeah, I think they probably did drop it. I think
hope so.
Matt Pat dropped it, if I had to guess. But that
He always does.
Yeah, that being said, Natalie, appreciate the super chat. I think dropping Go Rush right now is fine. Can always pick it back up when it gets good
watch
again.
it in an afternoon and you're good. Yeah.
That's fine.
I agree
That's
100%.
And as for horror games, I'm not a horror game guy myself because I don't count like Bloodborne, Elden
No.
Ring as horror. I
It
know
has-
some people do.
It has like eldritch horror elements
Yeah.
in terms of designs, but it's not a horror game.
No, it's
It's an action
it's
RPG.
creepy.
Yeah.
Lies of P as well, creepy, but not horror.
Yeah.
You know, there's some boss fights that maybe tinge on it, but
Yeah.
um,
I like horror movies. Horror games, it's too immersive for me. Even if it's like, I can't do it. I get too bugged out by
I've
it.
watched some of those horror games where you have to like escape certain places.
no,
and it's in
Dak
first
plays them all the
person.
time.
No.
When
Oh.
Dak's playing them, I can watch for about a minute and then I have to leave. Yeah,
It
I
is-
can't do it.
It is like I'm when I'm not playing, I'm able to like take myself out of it. So I'm just watching somebody else get scared, and even I jump at it. I can't imagine because if I would play it, I would have to go all in. Like lights would be off, I'd have the monitor on, and I'd
Yeah,
just be
for
playing
immersion,
the game. I would be freaking out.
Oh, I couldn't.
Like I feel like that would just be crazy. Some of those things are crazy scary with the pop-ups and just like the different stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, the jump scares. I mean,
Yeah.
Heavy Rain scared the shit out of me, and that's not
That was
even
a great
true
game.
horror
Yeah,
game.
it's
Great
not.
game.
I mean,
More of like a thrill. I mean, it borders because it's like a thriller,
Yeah.
but it's like an
Well,
action
also
thriller.
when me and Dill played a run through of it, we played it in his basement in the dark, playing the game as the only light in the basement.
there was a point in that story early on where I had to pause the game because I was so freaked out and couldn't keep playing it because Caliber had fallen asleep, and I was like, I can't play this.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't do horror. I'm not a horror
Yeah.
guy. I like reading creepy things, but
Yeah, I like that. I like watching most horror movies.
yeah, not even that for me.
But I remember watching a guy play Resident Evil 3, and there's a point where the boss of the game like chases you, and you or not chase, well, yeah, and it's horrifying.
Oh, is that the like really tall dude?
Nemesis, yeah,
Yeah.
Nemesis.
Yeah.
I feel like you were
And
thinking
also
Slender Man.
throughout the game, if you're like your pace of play is too slow, he catches up with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what the? No,
No, I
You'll
know.
See him like, oh, he's there.
Well, you'll hear the music. Duh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
right.
like, what the fuck? Dude? Nah, dude,
Creepy
I'm not.
shit.
Nah, I
Very
can't do it.
creepy.
Creepy
No,
shit.
no, not
man.
the games.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natalie. Cayenne Ray is a new member at Slifer Red.
Thank you, Cayenne. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the emotes. Thank you so much.
And-
Also, Discord link if you go to the community posts.
Cayenne Ray also came in and gifted one Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything membership,
And
and
who
that
we go
was
to?
gifted to Colin Cleaves.
Oh,
We love Colin, and we love
love
Thank you,
Colin and we
Cayenne.
love Cayenne. Cayenne, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do. A few new names in the
Yeah.
stream.
Few
I
new
love
names.
it. Cayenne, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hope you're enjoying the production here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for gifting a membership. Colin, if you want to join the Discord, feel free to do so. Nah, I'm kidding. Colin's been in it for years. But Cayenne, if you want to join the Discord, it is in the channel community posts link.
Yes. Thank you, Cayenne. We
Thank
got
you.
$5 from Goosey Q.
Oh, yeah.
Sending positive vibes and kindness to everyone and keep things PG positively, Goose.
Goose, thank you so
Goose.
much for the super chat.
Thank you, Goose.
Sending positive vibes and kindness back to you and to all of you as well watching at home. Thank you so much, Goose.
Yes, thank you,
Thank
Goose.
you, Goose.
今でも
Nice. We got $5 from Into the Vrains.
Thank you, Into the Brain.
Red
Thank you.
October,
If you-
baby.
It's insane how people will shame you into not enjoying your hobbies. I got some of those negative comments when I was 16. Wishing well to everyone.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. At different
it
ages
is.
too. Like, oh, aren't you too old for this? Aren't you too old for? And like, it could be you being a kid or a teenager. It's like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Well, I'll be completely honest. When I first started doing this podcast, my parents are like, "What is that about?"
Oh, I'm sure.
Had no idea what it
Yeah.
was. They're
Yeah.
like, "Huh?"
But that's not them being,
No, but then like
shaming
when I
about it.
explained it to them, they're like, "Oh, okay." Like
Yeah.
then it comes in after the fact.
I mean, to be fair, my parents will watch, and like my parents have always been insanely supportive. But they're like, I'm watching for 5 minutes. It sounds like you're speaking a different
We
language.
kind of are.
But that's
And they're like,
that's
I
true.
can't believe you have so many people that watch and that
Yeah.
like donate
Yeah.
the amount that they do. And like they're like
they
they're,
love
they're
me.
amazed in like a good way, but they are
Yeah.
bewildered by it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
it is
100%.
something that generation, because YouTube wasn't around when they were growing up,
Yep.
streaming. So So I do get that. But as for hobbies, I've never really experienced it, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's very tough when it's like a family member that is critical
Yeah.
of a hobby. You know, tougher than when it's a friend, I would imagine. But I mean, while my family's always been supportive, you know, there have been people obviously that have not been. In fact, I mean, I dated
dated
someone.
one?
That was
Yeah.
like, you're either gonna stop streaming altogether
yeah.
or we're breaking up.
Yeah.
That was essentially what I mean.
And we're here today, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, we're here and she's not. So I mean, listen, I made the choice. I made the right choice
You
because
made the
now I'm
right choice.
dating a wonderful woman who doesn't do that. I mean,
Shout out Vree. We love
shout
you.
out to Ivrea. I mean, it's crazy. So, you know, you're gonna, and that was tough for me at the time, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
took a
dude.
break for like a month because I
did.
wanted to try to
Fix things. yeah.
make it work. Yeah, but then I realized, like, what am I doing? You know.
What are you doing?
So it's tough when it's I guess someone that you're very close with,
Yeah.
boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, husband, wife.
Well, when the more I feel like the more you care about the person,
The more it's gonna be.
the more you're gonna feel the comment.
Yep.
So if it's someone's
As with
opinion,
most things.
yeah, if it's someone's opinion that you really like, at least at that current time, respect or take to heart, and they say things like, you like to play Pokemon. That's weird. I don't like that. You should stop.
Yep.
Then you're gonna be like, oh my god, like they think I'm weird. Like that's supposed.
That
to
was
be
me in
someone
high
that
school.
Supports me.
Yep.
But you know what I mean? Like it's someone who you look to for maybe support, and
Yeah.
they're giving you the opposite, and that's where it really, it sucks. But at the end of the day, if you do that and it makes you happy, there's no reason to not.
In high school, I was so desperate for acceptance. I really was. Social acceptance. At last, 7-8 years, that has not been the case.
Absolutely not.
And like it'll be a case where like, and it's a beautiful thing. People will come down to the basement, and people that like I'm either friendly with or maybe friends of friends. If they look at the Funko wall there, and I can tell whether it's in a playful way or an actual malicious way, right? You guys, almost everyone in chat, it's always playful.
Yeah.
But if someone looks at the wall and says, "Oh my God," I mean, I can't believe you spend money on these things. Like that's really sad, dude. And it's a malicious way. My response is, "Yeah, no, you're right." And then when they leave the house, have a nice life. I will never see you again. Because we're not going to connect. You know what I mean? I don't want you in my life. I don't want those types of people in my life. And, that's hard. That's a skill that I gained in college for sure.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy social skill. It's a social skill that sometimes people never get. The ability to just distance themselves from others and, are okay with, like, shutting people out. But, if there's no mutual respect there for the hobbies, and listen, man, I'm like the king of the nerds over here, and I embrace it. I love it. I mean, you come to this basement. I've got 2 different stream setups. I got all this Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and if you don't know Yu-Gi-Oh, it is nerd.
crazy,
It's
yeah.
nerd culture,
Yeah,
and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. We nerds. I believe nerds have taken back that word. It's no longer an
it's not
insulting
yeah.
word.
No, I'm proud to be a nerd.
I call myself a nerd all the time. But you come down here, you immediately know the kind of person I am. I'm not trying to hide it or anything.
No.
Like I was in high school. I really was. And if you're not gonna respect that or you don't vibe with it, that's fine. But we're not gonna work it out here. We're not gonna be friends
That's it.
here. And
That's it.
that's okay. We're not. If you invite, and it'd be different for you, but if you invited the high school football team, right?
Yeah.
The varsity football team.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a few of them.
30 players. They all come down here.
All of them.
Maybe all of them. 30 players. They got their gear on.
They got their gear on?
They got their gear on. They're on the way to
It's a roster of 53, but I just keep going.
30 football players, varsity high school. I mean, what? You thinking 3 or 4 of them are genuinely going to be like, from an honest place, be like, oh, this is actually pretty cool, man. And the other 25 are kind of smirking and laughing.
I can think of one person that played football when we were in high school that would, and that's literally it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's lower than 3.
Cav.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, and I
Cav
would
would
I
come down
agree.
here and
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, that is sick.
Yeah, I believe that.
100%.
From the limited interactions I've had with him. And actually, Santilli, I think, would too.
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah.
I could see it.
Well,
I
isn't
didn't
he
I didn't know
with,
him as well. I lived with Cav, so.
He's with okay, never. Anyway, we're getting way off topic here.
teacher.
But long story short, You got to do what you love, and the people that are in your life should respect your hobbies. And if they don't, I think you probably have to reevaluate some things. It's tough when it's family.
Yeah,
It's tough.
it is.
I've never been in that position, but I'm sure it's tough.
I will say, Barrett is here, and he said, that's not how she told it on the X's podcast.
Barrett,
Barrett,
it's funny because I feel like he actually could probably reach out to her and ask her.
He could make it happen.
I think
At
now
least on that one.
she wouldn't say yes, and I wouldn't allow it. But I think he could ask
Or
her.
you
And
to, hold on. Who are you to not allow it?
Why, I'm not allowing it.
How could you here? Maybe.
So you're saying now the podcast goes rogue.
Maybe.
So he interviews the exes on a different channel.
Yes.
I think the whole shtick of it was it had to be on this channel because we're on this. Okay, you can answer.
Yeah,
All right, we're getting a call from Barrett Letty here, ladies and gentlemen. So if it's not off the rails enough, you got to hold him to the mic.
Hello. Can I hear it? Hello.
Hey, Barrett.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
It's very low. You have to hold him.
Good, I can hear you too.
Good.
Okay, so just consider it. It would be such a weird. You'd probably get in the news for it.
Okay.
That's my argument.
Wait.
I don't. He's saying that if he had our exes, or at least my exes, on a live stream
exes.
podcast on this channel, that it would get on the news. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it would probably be picked up by news outlets because it's like probably something that not a lot of people have done before. Have their exes for a round table.
I feel.
First of all, I actually think a lot of people have
I
done
was
that.
gonna say that. Yeah.
And second of all, I don't think any actual news outlet would pick that up and run that.
Not if we also have a Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
Oh.
He's got a point there. He's got a point there.
So you're gonna duel one of my exes on my channel,
Yeah.
and you actually would reach out to them.
I'm crazy enough to do it.
I think he is.
He is.
No, I think
crazy
he
enough
is.
to do it.
It's getting near the point, honestly. I'm not even kidding. Where I'm close to just saying, you know what, reach out, and if you get any of them to say yes, we'll make it happen.
They're gonna go. Well, first of all, the one that knows me would be like, "Bear, what the hell? We haven't spoken." And the other one will probably just block me immediately.
The other one does not know you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there anyone in your life that can reach out to the? How many exes do you have, by the way? Just 2, 3?
Total.
I have 2.
My man putting up numbers.
I think I'm at.
Nixie's at 5.
No.
No, I could get the other
3.
exes too. It could be a mishmash of like one of Dylan's exes,
Nope.
one of your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that.
I don't know if they you know,
Oh.
Yeah,
that-
you-
that's going to be juicy.
maybe if you
One of
hosted
my
like a
exes-
charity
one of
boxing
my
event.
exes has a vendetta against one of his.
Yeah, our exes don't like each other.
Oh, that would be perfect. And I know them both.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that is perfect.
All right.
Dude.
He's excited.
No.
We'll talk about it more when we see
Barrett,
you,
yeah, when are we going to see you, man?
Yeah. But I'm not going to do, but Dylan had like this crazy, he just texted me and he's like, say that there could be mud wrestling. And I'm like, I don't think that's a
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
I did
that's-
not know because there's people that watch this podcast. So I have to clarify. I absolutely did not and would never text Barrett Letty that. Okay.
All right, son of a boy.
All right, Barrett.
All right, Barrett.
Love
are
you,
we gonna-
Barrett.
Are we going to see you soon, man?
Are we going to see you soon?
Yes.
Good.
I'm going to make it for Jump Festa.
Okay. Oh, shit.
That's an official announcement right there.
Yeah, that's
people.
huge. Barrett, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. You got to do my best. I think I have a convention in Jersey the next day, but that's fine.
All
Oh,
the
that's
better.
fine. Yeah, that's all the better.
Maybe
All the
we'll go
better.
with you. Who knows?
Ooh.
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 All right.
All right. Either way, we're going to let you go.
All right,
We love you,
Barrett.
Barrett.
Thanks for the
Bye,
call.
Barrett.
Bye.
Bye. One of
A legend.
the craziest human beings I know.
He's wild. Do you have, for all those of you who don't know him that well, his content lately has
It's
been
been so funny.
amazing.
So funny.
He's also been collaborating with some
lot.
massive,
Yeah.
massive
Oh, yeah.
people
Yeah.
on TikTok.
yeah.
That one girl that has like millions
She has
of
millions
followers.
of followers. Haley something.
Yeah.
And I think
Haley
it's her,
Steinfeld and then
no.
someone else.
And I think the other person that is like her fiance or husband.
Yeah,
the
I
other
think
guy.
so. Yeah, no, Barrett's killing
And
it.
they're both like have a lot of
Very
traction.
Barrett Letty, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow him. Very funny.
Follow
guy.
his TikTok. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
And which most of his TikToks end up getting posted on Instagram Reels anyway.
True.
So either if you're not on TikTok, Instagram's a good place.
True. They're so funny.
Cayenne Ray, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I see it over here.
Should just taste
First
my
ever
dog.
super chat. So Cayenne Ray with first ever super chat, channel membership, and gifting a membership.
And they upgraded their membership to Obelisk Blue.
Oh my God, Cayenne!
Crazy today.
Cayenne is going nuts. Cayenne, thank you so freaking much. I always say, you know, one of my biggest pet peeves when someone donates very, very kindly like that. That's a very large donation and no message. Oh,
We want to respond to you.
You
I
just
know. I
wanna-
want to. Yeah.
You want the interaction?
Like,
No,
Cayenne,
but
Listen, I appreciate
so
it.
appreciated.
Yeah, helps us out massively. Thank you, Cayenne.
Thank you, Cayenne. We got $10 from KP.
Oh, thank you, Kay.
What's up, Kay?
What's up?
What is up, boys? November's here, and it's time for the big chill.
The big chill.
Bundle up, because I'm going to get some glimpses of winter when Jump Festa happens. Imanimo.
Yeah, very excited for Jump Festa. Again, I'm still unsure if I'm definitely having like something big
Right, 'cause
because
of
of
the
the
crew.
doctors
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
throat.
You can't
Hopefully
really
we
talk over
will,
people.
but right, I'm not positive. So either way, though, it's going to be fun, man. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is going to be a great time. If we have something Barrett being there, would be really, really cool.
dude.
So, Kay, I appreciate it. Very, very generous super chat, and yeah, you're the best. Thank you, Kay.
You are the best.
Imanimo.
It's about as bad.
I hit the wrong button.
You better hope there's a lot of girls listening to this with the volume turned down.
Nice. We got $5 from Max.
Thank you, Max.
Thank you, Max.
Max said, "Did you see the newest JJK episode? Won't say much, but a certain character got a huge glow up and focus. Shibuya is peak JJK.
Yeah, so I mean, Shibuya, I've heard for a very long time is phenomenal. I have actually not watched the last 2 or 3 episodes. I have a friend coming over tomorrow, Friday, and I'm watching it with him. They wanted me to wait for them to come. So last episode I saw, I believe, was Nanami with the the hair tug, which was a really, really awesome scene. Man, Nanami is a freaking badass.
He's
so
a beast.
yeah, so that's the last scene that I've seen. But I'm excited to watch more.
Yes.
What about you guys?
I am caught.
I'm in the same spot.
You are caught up.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in the same spot as you.
It's really cool, by the way. What's going on right now is super dope.
So sick.
Yeah. But yeah, it really is peak JJK. Like, I'm really particularly enjoying it.
It's such a good show.
Dude, it's awesome. Every episode has been just like stacking up.
Yeah.
Imanimo.
I'll stuff your stocking.
For everyone else, I mean, I'm caught up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max.
Yeah.
I was gonna say thank you, Krampus, but yes,
Thank you, Krampus.
Hallo, Kinder. Mein Name ist Krampus.
Well, this one got off the rails a little bit, but you know what? Let me tell you something. That's what happens when you don't have too much to theorize and talk about when it comes to an episode, man.
Yeah,
It's-
Dredger.
We're just out here having fun.
It's just what
Having
happens.
a great time.
It was a fun time. Also, Dredger, twitch.tv/Dredgenator, Pete,
Absolutely.
YouTube, Clueless Gamers. Their stuff is linked down below. Hopefully they'll be rejoining us next week. Definitely miss their presence.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure they will be here.
great episode. And hopefully the three of us held firm and put on a great show for you amazing people. I'm so happy to be back. I mean, it's great, man. I did a 4-hour stream last night.
Woo!
Did a
Damn,
90-minute
bro.
dueling stream.
Woo!
Another 90-minute stream here, and voice feels pretty good. So voice sounds good, right? I haven't
sounds
lost
great. You
it.
sound
Like normally
good,
after
You sound
after
better
the
than me.
after the streams I've done, the litmus test was always the oh sheesh, and that
Yeah.
sheesh would always sound terrible.
So you have to try.
Let's do it. Oh sheesh!
You have to be careful. with that.
Yeah, you should be careful. With
Oh,
Probably-
word?
It's probably activating a part of your vocal
Oh,
folds
yeah.
that you don't want
Yeah,
to be
can you
activating
stop
yet.
doing
Yeah,
that?
actually stop it right now.
I could do it for you though.
All right.
Oh, sheesh!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. Shout out to Angie with the really, really, really large, generous donation.
Shout out to the shout out to the
Cayenne
shout
Ray, K, I'm feeling good. K Max, Into the Brains, Goose, Limestone, Crystal Colden, Dragon Claw, Tyler, Lorena, Crazy Anime Gamer, JR, Sean Kingston. Thank you all so much to everybody who donated and super chatted. A big upgrade that we are getting, and I can confirm we will be getting this upgrade before the beginning of December.
What?
And that is very good new microphones for the 5 of us.
Oh yeah!
These
Thank you,
microphones are good. I mean, they're
they're good.
solid.
They're solid.
But we are talking like Shure SM7B-esque
Exactly.
microphones
Dude,
for
that's
the
gonna
5
be
of us.
Sick, dude.
Massive, massive investment, obviously. Not cheap at all. But the reason we are able to afford an upgrade like that is literally because of the insane generosity you guys continue to show. So the audio quality is going to be really, really good. I promise you that. Better than it is now. I'm going to let these two promote. They've always got some stuff going on.
Oh,
All
yeah,
their stuff
totally.
is going to be linked down below.
Yeah, bro.
Please give them a follow. Thank you guys all so much for watching episode 82, The Guy Game. I'm going to let these guys go.
Come on, dude.
The guy on the phone.
Oh, the guy on the
anyway,
phone. Sorry.
so I stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Calabrese. It's CALBREEZZY. I haven't streamed in a while. I streamed
been a
for a
minute.
couple of weeks on Dylan's channel over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/SuperDprot. But I think I'm going to try once we file our financial statements for work tomorrow. So maybe next week I might be able to throw in a stream on Monday. So look out for that. I might try and do that after work. And, maybe I could try and get one day a week in when things start to settle in. And then we'll see where it goes from there. Play a whole bunch of different games, whether it's party games or shooters or whatever. So if you want to follow and stay tuned, check me out on Twitch.
Yes, do that.
Year?
I've also been absent on Twitch, as I've been saying every week. But for those of you who haven't been here, I once streamed on Twitch at twitch.tv/NickFightsMoms. Maybe I'm changing the name to Nameling to be more on brand
Do it!
with the music thing. But either way, I did some variety streaming, whether it be Ape Escape, Fire Emblem, Grand Theft Auto, freaking Minecraft, which I've been getting the itch to play more again. So you can guys.
You've been yearning for the mines.
I've been yearning for the mines, just like the,
The
children.
children yearn for the mines.
Which I typically, play with some songs by friends and my own original music in a cool playlist in the background. So if you're into cool underground music they haven't heard before, you could check those streams out, as well as me performing my own original music, as well as some covers for you guys. So if you're into any of that,
Into all of
I also have original music on all streaming platforms, you name it. YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, what else is there? Tidal, all of them.
Bandcamp.
Under the name Nameling. Bandcamp, which you can, Bandcamp, Amazon, and iTunes, you can purchase the music if you'd like to. But under the name Nameling, and I've got a bunch of songs out, a couple singles, and albums later this year, or maybe beginning of next year. Who knows, honestly, at this point. And T-shirts may be on the way.
Let's
Keep
go,
an eyes
merch.
out. Eyes peeled for that. The links in the comments here for all my socials to keep tabs on me. MySpace, I wish, honestly.
Cayenne Ray, I see you. Seriously, thank you so much for the membership, gifted membership, and the very, very large, generous super chat. Pleasure to meet you, and thank you so much for being here. And join the Discord. Discord link on the community post. Go to my channel. Community link is right there. Just posted it literally today.
Woo!
Listen, man, great stuff. Also, my guess on the poll, 65 Yuhi, 25 Yuna,
And 10.
10 draw, no result. It ended up being 68 Yuhi, 23 Yuna, 7 draw, no result. I was within 3% of every single one.
You should be.
Do you want a cookie?
I don't want a cookie, but I
You
feel
could be
like
the guy during
No,
the
it's, what
I've-
was the
elections.
game show that you said?
I-
Price is Right.
oh, the Beast. Escape the Beast.
Mr. Beast?
No,
No.
I think he said it was The Price is Right. Guessing the price.
Oh,
getting
Price is
close
Right.
Without going over.
I feel very, very connected with my community. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you all so
That's fair.
much for the wonderful stuff. Cal, Nick T, please give them a follow. They're awesome.
Pretty cool.
Probably
Very cool.
streaming Spider-Man tomorrow, so
Tomorrow.
follow me on Twitch if you don't already. That's probably going to be the last stream for the week, I would say. Yeah. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Love you guys. Take
Good night.
care. Good night.
Woo! Oh shit!